Here we've got, so this is Top5Gaming, and it's called the Fortnite Fracture event, Everything We Know. So this is new, like, right now, so have a watch.
Fortnite Chapter 3 is officially ending on December 3rd, and after months of Chrome consuming the island, our showdown with the Herald is finally here. If the Chrome takes control of the Zero Point, it'll spread to every universe in existence, ending reality as we know it. The 7 who protected us time and time again have vanished, leaving us with no one to rely on until now. After 3 years, one of the most important characters in Fortnite history is set to return, and it's looking like the only way to defeat Chrome is with gold. This discovery was made by the Paradigm, who has been searching for answers ever since she escaped the Herald's attack. In the past few weeks, we've learned that Chrome was gifted to the last reality by a mysterious being called the Nothing, and right now, there's not a lot of ways to fight it. But luckily, Paradigm has made—
Yeah, that was when we had the rock kind of disappear.
a crucial breakthrough. This week she said,
And then his statue, like his whole top came off.
The Zero Point has gone dormant. I need to wake it up, and I think I know how. So we're told to ask Agent Jones about the Loop Breaker project, which has been swept under the rug by the Imagined Order for almost 3 years. After downloading the files for Paradigm, we deliver them using the reality tree signals. Whatever is in these files is the answer to defeating the Chrome, and this is where Midas comes in.
Yes, finally. I was hoping he would come back.
But ultimately was
Maybe
shut
Meowscles
down
will
by
come
the
back then
Imagined
too?
Order. Just before his plan failed, we're teleported to a random office, and it's here Agent Jones reveals himself and the rest of the IO for the very
At least
first
on the
time.
map.
There's
That
even
would be
more
nice.
evidence of the Loop Breaker and Midas connection with an unreleased spray in the files named Silver and Gold, showing Chrome taking over his hand.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though this is exciting on the surface, it gets crazier because this exposes the secret weapon that'll be used against the Chrome. Midas has been cursed with the Golden Touch, and just like the myth it's based on, this means anything he touches turns to gold. This curse has already taken over Midas's body, so what would happen if Chrome tried to consume him? As you can see from the spray,
Chrome
it looks
and
like the two
gold.
elements will battle it out, foreshadowing exactly what'll happen in the Fracture event. It doesn't make sense for Paradigm to create her own Doomsday device because the loop was destroyed in the collision event. This means what she's really after is the person who built it. We know Midas's crew is still on the island thanks to subtle teasers, but when Donald Buster posts a video saying Midas is great and not dead, it all starts lining up. But there's another
Thank
secret we gotta
goodness.
pay attention to because Fortnite accidentally decrypted a cosmetic that reveals a big part of the live event. After Fracture, we'll earn a backbling called Zero Fragment, which shows the Zero Point being surrounded by Chrome. Once
So that's the one you get by just participating in the event, which is on December 4th at 4. So that's why if you guys go to that and actually participate, you'll get that for free. So that's what he's
the
talking
island's
about
been
there.
covered, it makes sense that this will be the Nothing's final target, but the description shows what's
Nothing.
actually going on. It says, initiating Zero Fusion.
Whoa, that's huge. I thought it was just gonna be like a little bit smaller. That is a big back bling. I don't know if I like it as much, to be honest. I think I wanted it a little smaller than that. Maybe it like fluctuates in size? I don't know, I think it's a little too big.
Which is incredibly important as it reveals the final plan of the last reality that'll make them unstoppable. After fusing the Chrome with the
I was
Zero
hoping
Point, it'll
Avatar
spread to
was gonna
every
show up
single
with that
in
reality
existence
tree.
until there's nothing left.
I was so
Because
bummed.
Chapter 4 is around the corner, it is pretty safe to assume that we'll defeat them, and I think I might know how. The backbling is called Zero Fragment, which means that this is a detached piece of the orb. It's possible that the Chrome actually starts to fuse, making it too late to stop the spread. At this point,
But wait, Chrome heals, so it could heal. Oh my gosh, no.
the only option left will be cutting the Zero Point into pieces. Not only does this explain the fragment,
Oh,
it
it's
might
gonna
also
heal
reveal
it.
the true meaning behind the name of the event. Fracture. And fusion isn't the only thing confirmed by Epic. Thanks to the latest update, we know exactly what to expect
Could that
when December
be
3rd rolls
really
around.
it?
Right now, Chrome is surrounding the pre-game lobby, but when the event starts,
What
it'll be
emote
10
is
times
that?
more powerful. Everything will turn to slow motion as your squad gets abducted, and this could mean that the whole island is already covered in Chrome when you join the game. If Silver Goo doesn't seem scary, that's because Fortnite has plenty of tricks up their sleeve. In the loading screen from last month, we could spot Chrome zombies in the background that had glowing eyes, and honestly, they look terrifying. I'm almost certain these guys guys will appear during the event, and we'll have to fight them off, just like the end of Chapter 2. The files also mention
Chrome
stargazing, which will let us
zombies.
look
Oh my
up at the
god.
sky through a huge
I will have seen it all.
telescope. Will there be a battle in the air, or are the last reality going to be summoned again, bringing the cube's cradle back to the island? Right now, the stars are incredibly important, not just because of these files, but also from what we've been hearing all season. NPCs are constantly saying stars are disappearing, and with Donald Buster's Twitter header showing a red lunar eclipse, it makes me think there's a lot more to it than we realize. In fact, the new map is codenamed Asteria, which is ancient Greek for, you guessed it, the stars. So, for anyone wondering where the Chapter 4 island might be, I think Fortnite is telling us to simply look up. In the lead up to the event, we also watched as No Sweat Insurance begins its evacuation.
Could it be
All
that
locations
simple?
that are insured now float in the sky, with everything slowly moving towards Sanctuary.
I would love
think that
some,
these
like,
platforms
Greek
will merge together to create a huge POI,
mythology type of skins.
similar
That
to
would
the
be
whole
neat.
helicarrier from Chapter 2. In the trailer for the new World Cup skins, you can see people
Oh,
on
I
a
like
floating soccer
those.
field, and it's not a tilted towers. Instead, this has been relocated to Sanctuary.
Yeah, these are
As
the
we look
ones
out
here
at
with the
island,
scarves.
Chrome is obviously going to flood the map, but what are the consequences of this?
Wait, Chrome? Wait, did I just see that? Chrome is going to flood the map? I shouldn't have gone back by frame. Oh my gosh. So is this going to be like chapter 2 season 3? Where it's like instead of water, it's going to be Chrome is going to flood the map? What? Because the interesting thing about that is that's when Midas disappeared, was when the map flooded, right? So then he's going to reappear when it floods again. That, I don't know, is there like, is that just a coincidence, or does that actually mean something? But that would be just for the event. Yeah, but I mean, it could leave, like, if we are just, like, again, just ending the season. I know some people were saying ending the chapter, but could this mean that essentially all the water on the map will just turn to Chrome or something? That would be interesting, because that could be, like, the only way to, like, heal yourself. I don't know. Or it's just going to be flooded, like, chapters. That season was really good. So that was probably, like, one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite season. Chapter 2 season 2 and Chapter 2 season 3, they were pretty close for me, like, for favorites.
But what are the consequences of this? Anything it consumes, it also controls, as we've seen with the Herald's Wolves. Once you're taken by the Chrome, you become part of it, which could spell disaster for one huge reason. There are a ton of skeletons on the map, like the remains of Glombo and the Devourer. If the last reality consumes the whole island, that'll these
heal
bones,
them.
and we already know that Chrome has a healing power. I'm just saying, they brought back Mech. It would only be fitting for the Devourer to return as well. But if we're talking about surprise appearances, there is one person who most people would consider the main character of Fortnite, but he is nowhere to be found. The only thing left of the Seven's infamous leader is his statue, which has been covered in chrome. Of course, I'm talking about the Foundation, who was the first person to go missing last season. We saw the other members
But he's
of
in
the
the
Seven during
bunker,
trailer,
maybe.
but it seems he's been forgotten about, or so we think. After 3 different maps and 22 seasons, there is only one thing that has survived throughout: secret bunkers. The first time around, the hatches were revealed as
That's
ancient
true.
tunnels that led to the bridge. For Chapter 2, this came in the form of the Redacted Bunker, which wasn't opened until the last few weeks of the season and turned out to be an IO facility. Now we have the Foundation statue on top of a
Having a
concrete
space
base
theme
where the
battle
door
pass,
is
I would
sealed
love
shut.
that.
We have
And
no
the
idea
island?
what's
Oh, yeah.
inside, and with only 2 weeks left until Fracture, we are running out of time to find the answers. Even though the statue is filled with chrome, there's only one part of the entire monument that remains untouched: the door, confirming that the people inside are safe. It's possible that somebody's in here, coming up with a last-minute plan to save the island.
Kind of
Now
like
that we know the floating
Peely
POIs are heading to Sanctuary,
when he was
it
in
makes this
there
theory
with
even more
Jonesy.
credible, and I'm hoping that when these doors finally open,
Peely
it
was
reveals
eaten,
the answer
but
to
yeah.
defeating the last reality. Or maybe, just maybe, this is actually the door to our escape and the brand new Chapter 4 island. There are tons of things that could cause a new map to appear. If the 0 point does become fractured or split in half, it might
that
cause
would be
the
cool.
island to be reset just like in Chapter 1. Or the fragment that broke off could create an island of its own. Well, we could spend all day talking about the endless possibilities. There are
I
confirmed
doubt
characters and
it.
events that'll take take place in Chapter 4. The main question on everyone's mind revolves around Geno, who hasn't been seen since the collision event. At the end, Jones and Foundation chase after him, and the comic showed us exactly what went down. They watched as the Imagine died in Geno's arms, and as he slowly accepted his own fate, he relinquished control of the Zero Point to Foundation. They believe this is where Geno died, as his body was split into millions of pieces and scattered across reality. But at the end of the comic, we watched as he slowly puts himself back together, atom by atom. That is why it's taking so long for him to return, and he won't be the only villain to reappear in Chapter 4. Dr. Sloan was crushed in the collision event, and despite all of the evidence pointing to her death, it turns out this wasn't the end of her story.
No,
in a recent Epic Games survey, you can
die.
find a new version of Sloan who has superpowers, and while sand powers might sound underwhelming, it has played a huge role in the past. In Chapter 2 Season 5, the Zero Point created a desert after it was exposed. We even saw an unnamed reality
Sloan
for a few
can
seconds
stay
in the
gone
Zero Crisis
forever.
finale with purple crystals, realistic graphics, and a mysterious cult. There's a chance that this plays a large role in Chapter 4 and will kickstart a new era for the Fortnite storyline. We'll just have to wait for Fracture on December 3rd. This has been Tommy. Keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.
The new season is on the 4th, we believe. All right, so what do we think of this new revelation?